Okay, so I'm gonna do fretboard. Start laying it out. I got an hour to kill before I got some stuff to do. So we're gonna do the zebra wood. Now zebra wood is super porous. It's my first time working with it. It's a nice hardwood. It's really beautiful. I think it's gonna be really cool on there. That's gonna look really fucking hard. Anyways, but it's very porous. So it's not like super awesome for your fingers to be on it. So I'm gonna have to do either like some kind of cyanoacrylate filler or an epoxy filler. And I'm thinking it might be kind of cool to do the wood filler with the purple dye on this, because then when I fill it, it'll have all these purple spots everywhere. But we'll do that later. Right now, let's get some fretboard stuff going on. So when we did the Strat, you had to measure and measure and measure and measure and check and check and recheck and check and check and recheck, which is dope. However, we don't have to do that because we have this template that has the fretting all marked out on it. This is actually perfectly square. So we should, in theory, be able to just smack this in and put it together. In theory, this will line up perfectly. It is a laser cut template, so it should be pretty accurate, but hey, you never know. So what we're doing is being very careful not to move it at all as we're transferring over the lines. Then we're going to trace them across with our square and really try and get it as accurate as we can, because this is the important bit. One thing I really like about having a mechanical pencil is as the tip of the graphite gets worn down, it doesn't change sizes. So you're still going to be the same thickness of line and the same location on the square as it wears down. So your lines are still going to be nice and crisp, even if you're loose and graphite, which is nice. I know that's not like a huge world-changing tip for some people, but those people are smarter than I am. We do have another one of these zebra wood fretboards for hopefully another project. But if if I mess this one up, then I can have another one to go with. I also have another ebony upstairs. I like having all these hardwoods around, exotic woods. If I ever open a male strip club, it's going to be called Exotic Woods. Not gonna lie, that's a good name for a male strip club. A little weird, but a good name. So these be the fret locals, man. 1, 2, 3. Ping pong. Ping pong. Ping pong. Ping pong. I think. Bam! Okay. This is gonna be cool. Alright, so now suppose we can saw. Okay, so I'm going to take my square here to help me get lined up, get my light right. think, you know what, I'm taking this off for now because I need to be able to see it. It's casting a big old shatter. Well, actually, hold the phone, Dale. You're an intelligent human being. Your intelligence is debatable. You gotta get it up. Okay. Like I said, we're gonna leave this on because it's clear and we can see through it. So I'll get this lined up here. So we're starting to kerf in where the frets are going to be, and I decide that I'm going to go in and get the chisel and start the ends of each of the frets so that I can match them up. Like I said earlier, I'm going to make a jig at some point for this. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I really should, and I will. So we'll do that someday as well. Little jig making. But right now, I'm just cutting the slots in there. You want to try and keep it as straight up and down as possible, as plumb as possible. I have my depth gauge set. Just takes a while.
Yeah, and we'll line it up on the center. And yeah, glue it in. What's happening? All right, so good morning. It is Friday morning. So I didn't really do anything on it yesterday, but you guys didn't miss anything. That's what that means. So we are going to get this little fretboard lined up on this and cut off the excess, the excessiveness of it all. So really what we're trying to do here is just get it roughly to the size so that we can glue it on a little more easily. And that's what we wind up with here. So you want to cut just outside of that line for everything and try and get it going. So let's get on.
So I'm using my frame saw, and I'll use the Japanese saw as well to cut some of the excess off of the sides here before I glue it on and then route it down to its final neck shape. And that's what's happening. I can't go all the way with the frame saw because it bottoms out and hits the bottom of the frame at a certain depth, which is a bummer.
Bam. Yeah. Bam, right there. If you want to glue it, that's what she gonna be. So, what I want to do now, get the final depth on the channel, which means I just want a little bit more out of the middle. I think my ends are good.
Getting the last little bit of the hump out of the middle there for the truss rod.
I'm gonna try and wrap it tight so they don't rattle around much. And like this is also so glue doesn't get in there and stick to them, even though we're gonna be careful when applying our glue.
It's important to use the Teflon tape because it keeps it lubricated, it keeps it tight together, and it helps it to not stick to anything and takes up any kind of slop that's in there.
I don't have right now that can be useful with this is salt, which I know sounds weird, but if you just take little teeny dribbles of salt, put it on here, then as it clamps together, it will act as a cleat and it will hold the pieces in place. We're just going to go for it though.
We're just going to go for it. That's the way we do it here at Dalecaster. So we're getting the glue evenly spread onto the neck and the fretboard itself, matching them up, making sure that center line is nice and in there. Locator pins would be nice, but hey, it's not like I researched how to do this. I'm just doing it. And now I'm going to start putting on the clamps. I'm going to go down each side, trying to put nice even pressure on, as close to across from each other as I can. As many clamps as I can get on there, not killing the joint. Just getting a nice little bit of squeeze out.
Cool. I'm gonna wipe the sweat off and go to the dentist. And we'll be back tonight to clean this baby up. So I'm taking off some clamps here. I'm on my lunch break from work, and I just can't not do something. So one thing I was thinking about was some people will probably ask why I didn't protect the wood from the clamps in some manner, and there's a couple reasons. One, this Purpleheart and the zebra wood are really hard, and they're gonna dimple that much. You could really sand it out, and it'd be fine. Two, beyond that, there's a lot of shaping still to do on this. So this is all gonna be gone. It's gonna be nice and thin. And up here, it's going to be nice and quartered out. So, here we go.